The rate of inflation in Nigeria is becoming really alarming, and we need to do something about it. I have some statistics that will bother you real quick. Now, as at September 2024, inflation rate in Nigeria was 32.7%. Now, when we got to October 2024, inflation rate was 33.88%. November 2024, inflation rate rose to 34.6%. If you look at these numbers, you will see that on a monthly basis, the inflation rate is going up. Now, you may not be bothered as I am. If you don't know the meaning of inflation, no wahala. But if you know the meaning of inflation, you will be bothered. Now, I take complex terms and I simplify them in a way a 5-year-old can understand. And that's what I'm about to do right now. What is inflation, first of all? I want you to be as bothered as me. And that's why I want to define inflation for you in a way a layman can understand it. So we're going to write, what is inflation? Okay? Now, I'm going to define inflation to you. The major topic of this video is how to invest in US dollars. So I want to convince you to start investing and earning in US dollars. And I will not be able to convince you if I do not tell you the current situation of the country. That is what is going to motivate you to be interested in earning and investing in the US dollars. All right. My name is Victor Esibo. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, like, and share this video because it's going to be really, really eye-opening. What is inflation? Inflation is the rate at which your money devalues. C'est fini. Rate of money devaluation. That is inflation. The rate at which your money devalues. So when you tell a lot of people invest, they'll say, no, I want to save. That money you saved at your bank, every month it loses value as inflation rates get higher and higher. So you think that that money is intact. It is just intact in the digits. But the real value of that money has gone down. Now, inflation is the rate of increase in the cost of living, the rate of increase in the prices of goods, services, and commodities. All right. So what it means is that if you were buying biscuits at 5 naira last year, if the rate of inflation were to be 50% across board, that means you would be buying the biscuit for 7 naira 50 kobo right now. Okay? So you see, the prices of everything goes up, but your money remains the same. That is how come it loses value. The rate at which your money loses its purchasing powers, that is what inflation is all about. So you see, if you were to save, let's say 100,000 naira in your bank account, okay, 5 years ago, and the cumulative increase in inflation across that 5 years is, say, 20%. Okay, in total of 5 years that you've saved 100,000. That means between that time and now, your 100,000 naira has lost 20% of its purchasing powers. So your 100,000 right now is actually worth 80,000 naira in value by the time you remove the rate of inflation. What this tells you is that if inflation rate continues to increase and it's impacting on that your 100,000 naira, eventually your 100,000 naira can become worth just 10 naira in value. Okay, there was a time in Zimbabwe when inflation rates were so high that they were selling chewing gums for up to 10 billion Zimbabwe currency. Okay, because their currency no longer had value. So the inflation rate in Nigeria keeps going up, and that is why you see the naira is crashing against the dollar. All right, there's so many economic factors responsible for this, but we're not going to go into all that right now. What we want to talk about in this video is how you can start making your investments and even your savings in US dollars, so that when you earn the US dollars and by the time you convert it to the naira, you have something tangible. And that way, what you're doing is you are hedging. You're hedging your money against inflation. All right. So as your naira is losing value, you're making money in US dollars. When you convert it to naira, you earn a whole lot of money, and that difference, caters for the effect of inflation. All right. Okay. So in this video, we're going to be talking about top three dollar investments that you can start doing today. All right. Now, the first one is stocks and ETFs. Okay, stocks and ETFs. This is all about investing in foreign companies. All right, with stocks and ETFs, you have the opportunity to be investing in foreign companies. All right, so on a phone side, I see a lot of people make jest of this, my Android phone, especially my friends that use iPhones by Apple. They're like, oh, we're using Apple iPhones and you're using Android. Okay, well, who is smarter? They are spending their money to buy Apple products, while I am earning dividends as an Apple shareholder. Who is smarter? I think it is me. All right. I'm a shareholder of Apple. It doesn't matter how much money I have with Apple. I am an investor and I earn dividends. Okay. So the more you save up money to buy the latest Apple products, the happier I am, because I'm a shareholder. And you too can become a shareholder today. You can invest in Apple stocks and you start making money for yourself. All right. So Apple pays dividends. Apple, they pay dividends 4 times yearly. Okay, 4 times yearly. So with the launch of the new iPhone 16, which I do not intend to buy, I am happy that a lot of people are selling their assets to buy the Apple product, because what it does is that the investors are happy, because it means that we are going to earn handsomely when dividends are declared and shared. Okay, so now, how do you make money from stocks and ETFs? You make money from stocks and ETFs in 3 ways. Okay, so let us remove the one in front of stocks and ETFs, and let's number how you make money from stocks and ETFs. You have dividends. ETFs, exchange traded funds, okay? A combination of different companies that are doing well, like the S&P 500. You have a bulk of companies doing well, packed up as an ETF, and you invest money, and your money is shared across all those companies. It helps to minimize your risk because you're not picking one particular stock. So you're investing in multiple companies at the same time. All right. So how do you make money from stocks and ETFs? Number one is dividends. Okay. When the company declares profit, okay, that profit is shared amongst all shareholders based on the amount of money that they invested. So that is dividends. So that's one way you can make money from stocks and ETFs. Okay. Number 2 is price appreciation. Okay. So the value a stock has a particular price tag. Okay. For example, if for instance Apple stock is maybe $2 per unit. If the company does well and they are profitable in the long term, the from $2 it can go up to $10. You see, imagine you have 1,000 units of Apple stock that you bought at $2. That's $2,000. Imagine the price of one Apple stock going to $10. Automatically, your money has become $10,000, and in one click of a button, you can sell it and cash out. That is if you are tired of the profit sharing you are enjoying in number 1 with dividends. Okay, so price appreciation can also happen, and you're going to be making a lot of money from your stocks and your ETFs. Now, number 3 way you can make money from stocks and its ETFs is what they call the exchange gain. The exchange gain. You see, when the naira continues to fall against the US dollars, that means that the value you get in naira for $1 keeps going higher. Okay, so maybe you invested in your stocks and your ETFs when it was a dollar to 1,000 naira. So by the time you want to sell, maybe the dollar had risen in naira to like $1 to like 2,000 naira. Automatically, you're making times 2 of the money. It does not even matter if the price of that particular stock has appreciated. Your country's currency has fallen against the US dollar, so you're making gains. Does it make sense? Okay, so it makes sense. So these are the 3 ways that you can make money from stocks and ETFs. All right. So do you know that with as little as $10, you can start investing in stocks and ETFs? There are so many applications that are free for you to download on the App Store, on the Google Play Store. But I've left a link to Bamboo and Optimus by AfriInvest in the description of this video. When you go there, you will see different stocks, different ETFs that you can invest in. These applications are user-friendly, and when you go in there, you can just invest in them at the click of a button. And another interesting thing is that you don't have to have the dollar. Okay, deposit your naira normally. Your naira is converted to the US dollar at the prevalent exchange rate, and it is invested for you. And when you want to cash out to naira from the dollar that was converted for you, it is converted back to naira at the prevalent exchange rate, and you're making good money, and you are hedging your money against the devaluating effect of inflation. Okay, so stocks and bonds are the number 1 top of the top 3 dollar investments that I am recommending. And without further ado, let us talk about number 2. Now, coming in at number 2 is dollar mutual funds. Okay, talk about the dollar mutual funds. Okay, dollar mutual fund. Okay, so the dollar mutual fund is a diversified portfolio of SEC-backed US dollar denominated financial instruments. Okay, mutual fund is a group of people pulling resources together to now invest in these instruments. Now, for you to be able to invest alone as an individual, the minimum required amount could be something that you cannot afford. Okay, that is where mutual funds come in. Okay, where companies come together and provide such services, asking people, bring $10, bring $10, collecting $10 from like 1 million people, and they are able to invest such monies. It's like a pool. Then when the profit comes, the profits are shared based on how much every individual, invested. Okay, so there are dollar mutual funds that you can invest in. Like examples are like Eurobond, The US bank deposit. US bank deposit is also an example of some of the dollar mutual funds that you can, invest in. And with the dollar mutual funds, you can expect up to 7%. You can expect up to 7% per annum. 7% per annum profit is possible annually with the dollar mutual fund. Now, 7% may not look big, but trust me, by the time you make money from exchange gain is when your currency loses value against the dollar. Okay, you can even make times 2 of your money if the naira continues to fall against the US dollars. We don't pray so. We do not pray so. But people that are making money in US dollars, they are not really very sad when the naira loses value against the dollar. Yeah, they are not really bothered. But you can get up to 7% annually when you invest in dollar mutual funds. And what are some of the dollar mutual funds that we have? You can try Optimus by AfriInvest, link in the description of this video. They have the AfriInvest dollar mutual fund that you can invest in. And if you also have an account with Stanbic IBTC, you can speak with your investment banker. They have this Stanbic dollar fund, okay? Stanbic IBTC asset management, okay? Walk into any Stanbic IBTC bank, ask them about their Stanbic dollar fund. You can invest in Naira and you can be making money in US dollars. With as little as $10, you can start your journey towards making good money from dollar mutual fund. Last but not least is our number 3. Coming in at number 3 is locked savings. Locked savings. That is the dollar locked savings. Okay, with the dollar locked savings, you can make up to 7% annual profit with the dollar locked savings. And of course, you remember, don't always forget exchange gain. Exchange gain. The way the dollar is appreciating against the naira, exchange gain is also a factor. So don't focus too much on the 7%. The 7% might be something very huge depending on your capital, depending on how high the exchange gain is at the end of the day. How can you have access to dollar locked savings? You have PiggyVest. PiggyVest has been around for a very long time. You have Cowrywise. Okay, these are applications that are free for you to download from your Google Play Store or App Store, and you will start making money from these 3 if you were to go into them real quick. So let us have a breakdown of everything that we have talked about. So the top $3 investments that you can go into is number 1, stocks / ETFs. Okay, number 2, the dollar mutual funds, and number 3, the dollar locked savings. Okay, so this is something that we really need to pay attention to, okay, especially number 1, okay, the stocks and the ETFs. All right, what are the risks involved in investing in this $3 investment? With stocks, the number 1, there is price volatility. Okay, price volatility. The price of the stock of a particular company can fall, okay, rapidly, terribly. But of course, if you are investing in companies that are upwardly mobile, companies like Amazon, like Apple, I mean, you're comfortable, knowing full well that, these stocks will not fall anytime soon. Or you're investing in like Tesla, okay, an Elon Musk owned company, reputable companies. You don't have to bother too much about price volatility and the value of the stock falling too much. And of course, if in doubt, that's why I always recommend ETFs. Okay, ETFs are like a huge collection of stocks. Instead of you to go and say, I want to invest in Amazon, I want to invest in Apple, you can go for S&P 500, okay? Like VOO, an ETF that consists of over 500 companies. And when you invest money, your monies are shared across all 500 companies. So it will take all the witchcraft in your village to devalue all those 500 stocks at the same time. So you see, ETFs enable you to spread your risk. Okay, so volatility is a risk associated with stocks. And for mutual funds, number two, the price of the mutual fund can go lower. Okay, this can go lower, but if they make profit, they will always pay. Now, when it comes to dollar locked savings, this one is very low risk. Okay, very low risk. You don't have much to worry about because these are all SEC backed. Okay, we know that SEC may not pay you back all your money if anything happens, but trust me, dollar locked savings are, safe. Okay, provided you are dealing with companies applications that have been around for a long time. If you are doing your dollar locked savings with PiggyVest, okay, Cowrywise, those guys have been around for a long time. The major risk with dollar locked savings is if the project, the company providing that service to you suddenly disappears. But I don't see PiggyVest suddenly disappearing. Okay, so select carefully where you are doing your dollar locked savings, and I believe that you should be good. Be careful, be mindful. Let me remind you that this is not investment advice. Okay, do your own research about everything that I've talked about and take your own decision. Whatever you are doing to hedge your money against inflation, I am all for it. Okay, I hope you got value from this video. If you did, smash the like button and share this video with everybody so that they will know that investment is no longer something you should dilly-dally about. Your money that you are saving is being eaten up by inflation. Thank you for watching this video. I remain Victor Esibo. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, it is bye-bye.